Hi everyone. Today is April 9th and this is week 4 check-in video for Social Work 501 for spring of 2024. I hope everybody is doing well. We are in the pretty much the middle of the semester, if you can imagine that. It's going by pretty quick. And so this week we're looking at the biological person and life beginnings. Yesterday on Monday, the 8th, I graded the week 4 discussions and I think you all did a good job with the Sanchez family. There was different family members to choose from, and there was wide variety of theories that you could choose to apply uh, and apply to the lives of the Sanchez family members. And I think you all did a really good job about thinking about what theories best help us understand some of the difficulties and challenges that the family member that you chose to explore further, to help them understand what was going on, and then also did a really good job of selecting theories that could help you formulate interventions to work with that individual. Um, I think it was great that many of you focused on the strengths of these individuals. And I think that's really important because that is what social work is about, right? We focus on strengths, not just challenges. And strengths help us to be able to work with a family in creating interventions and work with them in a way that makes sense to them and that allows them to be the expert in um, moving, towards their goals, whatever those may be. And so I think you all did a really good job there. So this week we have a check-in older adult interview and annotated bibliography discussion, and this is just a check-in to see where you are with your older adult interview and your annotated bibliography assignment that is due in week 5 that I am going to discuss in just a little bit and give you some more information. We talk a little bit more about the assignment. There is a week 4 discussion on the phases of the life cycle, and there's a week 4 concept quiz. As you can see, you have not received a grade for week 2 or week 3 concept quizzes, and I apologize for that. The last couple of weeks the last week has been really hectic. This week is Take Back the Night with our BSW club. So you will see those grades coming in the next few days. So if you don't see your grade for that, please just understand that they are coming. But there is a week 4 concept quiz due at the end of the week on Sunday. And there is a mid-semester evaluation that you are able to click on this link and it'll take you to. So the concept quiz for week 4 looks a little bit different because one of the questions is not so much an essay as it is identifying and defining parts of the neuron. So question 1, explain the video Brain Hero from the lens of Bronfenbrenner's Ecological Systems of Human Development, is the same narrative type of essay question as you've had in week 2 and week 3 concept quizzes. For the second question, identify and define each number segment 1 through 6 of this neuron. The instructions do say to make sure that the responses for each of these questions should be a minimum of 750 words and a maximum of 1,000 words. I am not holding to that for question 2, but only for question 1. I do expect that that not only do you identify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that you provide a definition for each of them and not just take from the textbook and copy and paste the definition, but rather what is your understanding of what each of these parts of the neuron do. And so that's really important, okay? So not that you're just copying and pasting a definition. That's not what I'm asking you to do here, but rather, what is your understanding of each part of this neuron and what it does, okay? Okay, so week 5, there is an assignment, the older adult annotated bibliography, that it was not due until the Sunday of week 5. So you've got about a little bit under 2 weeks. And if you remember from the beginning of the course that you did a practice annotated bibliography with one journal article, and I provided guidance to each of you in terms of if there was areas where I felt that you could improve on for the annotated bibliography. And so if you did not see my feedback or you've not taken an opportunity to look at my feedback, I would encourage you to go back and look at my feedback before you complete the week 5 assignment for the older adult annotated bibliography. What you were asking you to do, as you know from your from the presentation on your older adult interview, you are going to focus on one of Erikson's stages that they talk about. It could be adolescence, early adulthood, it's, older adulthood, whatever it is that you wish to concentrate on in order to do for your presentation. And so what you want to do then is look at 4 scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles that'll help you be able to understand your interviewee's life experience better. And it could be that the journal article talks about, well, this was what, Erik Erikson says would be happening with an African American. Not that he talks about, not that you would find Erik Erikson's talking a lot about diverse peoples in his own writings, but you might find that there's other authors that have talked about how we can apply Erik Erikson to diverse peoples and cultures. But you could, you could say this does make sense, it doesn't make sense, it fits, it doesn't fit. And that's part of that, that part of your critique. So you're going to choose at least 4, like I said, scholarly or peer-reviewed journal articles that are related to the Erik Erikson developmental stage that you have chosen. Make sure that these journal articles come from journals that are peer-reviewed and that are related to social work if possible. Sometimes related to social work could be psychology, sociology, one of the other helping professions. Ideally, they must be less than 10 years old. Sometimes there's some seminal work that we might make a case for saying this is important because it is really has provided foundation for other things, and you can make a case. And they must be at least 10 pages in length, okay? For each article, you are to provide a summary. Everybody did really well in their summaries. You're summarizing the main points of the article in your own words. You don't want to have any quotes because this is just like a paragraph or so. So it really should come from your own words. The second paragraph should be a critique where you're critiquing the article in your own words. And very important, that I mentioned this to several people and I mentioned it in my week 2 check-in video when I was talking about that week 1 discussion on the annotated bibliography practice, that the critique is not just saying all our journal articles will have most journal articles, I guess I should say, will have a section that's like the sort of the limitations of the research, limitations of the study, limitations of the article, and where the authors will talk about what are some things that they feel are limitations themselves to whatever, to the research, to the findings. Your critique is not that. You should not copy and paste or summarize what they have said as the limitations. That still should be part of the summary. The critique is in your evaluation, your analysis, your feelings about your professional feelings about whether this article was biased or was it fair? Was it useful? Was it useful for you in particular in terms of the, you know, for what you're doing, for your presentation that you'll be doing? So that's what this is asking for. So there's no wrong way to do a critique if you're the one that is, if it's coming from your own words, because it's your it's you, it's your findings, right? What you would get points knocked off of for the critique is if you don't evaluate the different areas for the critique. And if you look at the annotated bibliography from Purdue OWL or from some of the other resources that are available to you, including here, if you click on here, it provides some more information, as well as some of the, in week 1, it talked about Purdue OWL and some other sources to look at and to learn how to do annotated bibliographies. If you follow those recommendations, you should be fine. Okay, your annotated bibliography is due Sunday of week 5. The articles that you choose and any additional scholarly peer-reviewed articles that you use for your presentation should be referenced in the reference page using the APA 7th edition format. Do not use Wikipedia. You should have approximately 1 double-spaced page per article, so the summary and the critique, and you're submitting this as a Word document file. Please use, as it says here, APA format, which includes a title page. But as you know, the in annotated bibliographies, the citation is right above the summary and critique. All right. So that is that for this journal article. Excuse me, not for the journal article. I meant that's that for this assignment. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. If you would like to meet, I am open to meeting with students. We could meet individually or as in a group. If several of you have similar questions, we could schedule a time for a group to meet. But just, email me, and I'm open to meeting in person for those of you who are in the area, or Zoom for anybody. All right, everybody. So be looking out for the grades for quizzes, concept quizzes 2 and 3 in the next few days. All right. Take care, everyone.